Hello and welcome to SUMTV Sports News Room. I am Silas, your regular anchor for this program. We'll bring you exciting sport news on football updates, tennis, badminton, basketball, and other related sport news. We are here together with my regular guest for this show to bring you latest news on what has been happening and trending on sports. Today I'm with Mr. Emmanuel Wakili, popularly known as Uji. He's a very good sport analyst and you can't wait to hear from him. But before we dive into the program, let's quickly take a commercial break and we'll be back very soon. Stay tuned.
Do you desire to have 280 and above in JAM? Taraba Business School TBS is here again with another wonderful offer. JAM Lesson and Computer-Based Test CBT every Mondays to Friday by 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. featuring all JAM courses, computer-based tests, WAEC and NECO tutorials at school located at the number 183 opposite Civil Service Commission, Hamarua Way, Jalingo, Taraba State. What are you waiting for? You and your children deserve the best. So grab this opportunity now. The lesson fee is affordable at the cost of 5,000 naira per month. Take advantage of this rare opportunity. For more inquiries, contact 081 28 54 3150 or 070 63 42 8464 or 080 64 66 0861. Taraba Business School, creating world-class entrepreneurs and professionals. Do you desire to have 280 and above in JAM? Taraba Business School TBS is here again with another wonderful offer. JAM Lesson and Computer-Based Test CBT every Mondays to Friday by 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. featuring all JAM courses, computer-based tests, WAEC and NECO tutorials at school located at the number 183 opposite Civil Service Commission, Hamarua Way, Jalingo, Taraba State. What are you waiting for? You and your children deserve the best. So grab this opportunity now. The lesson fee is affordable at the cost of 5,000 naira per month. Take advantage of this rare opportunity. For more inquiries, contact 081 28 54 3150 or 070 63 42 8464 or 080 64 66 0861. Taraba Business School, creating world-class entrepreneurs and professionals.
Welcome back, viewers, to the show. Mr. Emmanuel Wakili, popularly known as Uji. Welcome also to the show.
Thank you for having me. I'm glad to be here once again.
Welcome. So viewers, we will start with the Premier League last matches, where we
Mm.
see on Sunday, Tottenham beat Aston Villa 4-1. We also see the draws, Man U and Chelsea, also on Sunday, 3rd of November. We also go to Saturday, where Newcastle beat Arsenal 1-0, Liverpool 2-1 to Brighton, and Nottingham Forest beating West Ham 3-0. But do you think this is actually what we call football game of sport, where we find out the big teams are losing to the small teams in the Premier League? Looking at the games that we see Arsenal as a team leading the Premier League top tables, Newcastle they are also forming, but don't you think the Premier League game, how do you rate the Premier League game?
Actually, as most people will say, the Premier League is the most difficult league uh, amongst the top 5 leagues in Europe. And this is just a proof of that. The underdogs, which are the smaller teams, coming to beat the big teams. And we only see that happen regularly in the Premier League, where you can never be certain for sure what the result of a match will be like. You just have to watch the match and sometimes expect some shockers. And we've seen recently in Premier League, we've seen Man City lost, we've seen Arsenal lose, and so on. So that is one interesting thing about the Premier League. But I want to talk specifically on Newcastle and Arsenal. Yes. Even though we know Arsenal are struggling with some injured players right now, which might be one of the reasons, which is actually one of the reasons why their performance is not as top notch as we've seen, yes, as we used to see. And Newcastle is a difficult team to play against. Before last weekend, Newcastle faced Chelsea. Chelsea right now, as we can see, is a team that is rebuilding. We can say that Chelsea, we can say they are back in form, or they are getting there. But then they struggled against Newcastle, even though they won, but it wasn't an easy win against Newcastle. So I was expecting a shocker. I was expecting Newcastle might win against Arsenal, and that was the result actually.
So let's talk about the Manchester United game against Chelsea also, which took place on the 3rd of November on Sunday. Many people took it as a Clasico Premier League, as the two top teams that I think they have the highest number of fans also in the Premier League facing each other, but they ended up drew 1-1. Nobody win any other part. Do you think it was a fair play, or was there anything you can say about this game?
Yeah, whenever Manchester United and Chelsea are facing each other, the game you don't predict who will win, because Chelsea might be in their worst form, Man U will be in their best form. But when these two clubs face each other, you will see that the club you expect to lose might end up beating those who are in form. It's like whenever Chelsea and Man U meet each other, they know that this is one of my top rivals. So the game is always on another level whenever they face off each other. So I think that is what causes a lot of draw between Manchester and Chelsea, because nobody wants to lose in that match, and they all know that they are the big dogs in Premier League. They are one of the big dogs in Premier League, and as you said, they have a lot of fans, especially in Nigeria. We know Manchester United and Chelsea have the highest number of fans in Nigeria, and that is one of the reasons why we always see them playing draws. As a matter of fact, Chelsea and Manchester United have the highest number of draws in the Premier League. If you look at the record, you will see I think they have equal number of wins. Chelsea have won Manchester United 19 times in the Premier League. Manchester United have won Chelsea 19 times in the Premier League. But then they have about 49 or so thereabout number of draws So they play a lot of draws. So it's something that is expected. Even though from the form we are seeing in the Premier League, you should expect that Chelsea will beat Manchester United. But it turned out to be a draw.
I also think the Man U also are also trying to prove a point that they are able, because even that's what we're expecting Chelsea with their form to beat Man U with 2 goals or more, or the end of the group. But let's move on to La Liga, where we see last week games and Atlético Club, the Real Betis, which ended up drew, Sevilla, and Real Sociedad, the Real Sociedad win them 2-0. Barcelona, and they also win their game 3-1. So what can you say about the game so far in the La Liga?
Atletico Bilbao are one of the clubs in La Liga who are trying to prove a point, and so is Real Sociedad. And I think they are all in the European competition right now. So that is to tell you they are all doing well as a team. But then I don't think they have that capacity of going for the title. As a matter of fact, I think Barcelona are doing something exceptional this season.
Barcelona, for you to face Barcelona now, you have to prepare.
You have to prepare. I think we are now seeing the Barcelona of the old times when there was Xavi, Iniesta, Messi. Yes,
young boys are
yes, they are now proving a point.
Likes of Yamal and
exactly. You know, Barcelona is a club that people feel, even though yes, last season and the previous season they've not been performing well. I think since Messi left the club, even before Messi left, they were a bit struggling. But because of Messi in the pitch, I think his effect also gave them some morale to be able to achieve. I think they won the La Liga before Messi left. But even with winning the La Liga, you see that they are a team that was struggling at that point. They were not winning games easily as we see now. And in the days of Iniesta and Xavi, where they win their games easily. So I think right now Barcelona are the toughest club to play against in Europe. You can see what they do to big teams. Exactly. We've seen what they did to Real Madrid. We've seen what they did to Bayern Munich. These are the top clubs in Europe. But Barcelona actually trashed them. That was what happened.
Yeah, and they're also doing well in the Champions League. Also.
Yeah, they're doing well in the Champions League.
The result from the Champions League, but from Wednesday, we look at them beating Zavida 5-2.
Yes.
It means Barcelona are really tough teams now.
Yes, and they are swimming in goals. Barcelona are swimming in goals. In their, I think in their last 10 matches, they've scored 3 goals or more. In their last 10 matches. So they are actually doing very well this season.
Okay, so let's talk about the Premier League, the Champions League, sorry. We also see Manchester United winning 2-0, Chelsea winning 8-0 also. But I'm interested in the Manchester United aspect. Could it be that there's a higher chances to say that their growth is actually coming to a forcing stability, that they win their matches and drew some of their matches? Or can we relate it to the outgoing of the coach, of their former coach?
Okay, talking about the European competition, we know Manchester United is playing in the Europa League and Chelsea are playing in the Conference League, which was newly introduced last season. Manchester United, yeah, obviously they are trying to prove a point that they are not a finished team, as they are usually told. So they won 2-0, even though it was not an easy win. I think Payok had many chances. They had more chances than Manchester United, but they were not able to convert those chances, which was what Manchester United did. And converting chances, I think Manchester United have stepped up in that aspect, because in their last match in the Premier League against Chelsea, they had more chances of scoring goals against Chelsea, but they were not able to convert those chances. But it is nice to see them converting these chances against Payok. They had few chances and they were able to score 2 goals out of those chances, which is very impressive. And yes, I feel Manchester United are trying to show that this is a different Manchester United after the going of Erik ten Hag. So they are trying to prove that they are a team to be feared. We look forward to seeing that with the coming of Ruben Amorim in the team.
That's where I want us to also dive in.
Yes.
Ruben has been appointed as to be the next coach for Manchester United. But looking at what he did last match with the Sporting, beating the almighty Man City, what can you say about that game? 4-1. That was a score.
Yeah, actually, that was an interesting match. It was intriguing and exciting to watch. Why? Because many people were expecting, especially the Premier League fans, to see Ruben Amorim against the giant in the Premier League, Pep Guardiola. And Sporting thrashing Manchester City 4-1 is actually something we didn't expect. We didn't see that coming. It was really amazing and unexpected at the same time. So if you check the record of Amorim in Sporting CP, he has been doing a brilliant job there. He won the league with Sporting and he has broken and set so many records with Sporting. So I think I hope also he will do well. Yes, when he comes to Manchester United. Even though it was the same story with Ten Hag, so you can never be sure about it. Ten Hag was also doing brilliant in Ajax before coming to Manchester United, but at the end of the day, it didn't work out well for him. So we'll just wait and see what happens. But it was really unexpected and a shocker that Sporting was able to beat Man City 4-1. Though I think Man City have been struggling of late. Man City have been struggling. I think since about 2016. This is the first time Man City are losing 3 games in a row.
Yeah. But it's not only Man City. Arsenal also lose their games, and though you say in a very long year. But
yes.
Let's talk about the Chelsea Conference League, where they won 8-0. Have you seen chances that Chelsea could win that trophy?
Chelsea obviously are the favourites to win the Conference League this season because I think they are the biggest club in the Conference League, and so far it is only Chelsea and Fiorentina from Serie A that are European champions that have a European trophy and are playing in the Conference League this season. So they are the 2 favorites. So we expect that Chelsea will do well in the Conference League, and it is expected that Chelsea will win the Conference League. So let's see what happens. But Chelsea winning 8-0 last night was something. It was unexpected as well, because Noah, that is the team Chelsea played against, they played 11 matches so far in the Conference League. They started from the playoffs to the qualifications, and now they are playing the Conference League proper. Winning 8-0, it's been long since we saw Chelsea or any Premier League team thrive with so much amount of goals, with so many amount of goals in one match. And I think Chelsea is a team that their attacking line is really dangerous. They have attackers. Their attacking line is filled with experienced players and with dangerous players as well. So Chelsea is a team that once your defense is slack, they will take advantage of it.
I so much believe in their confidence, because Chelsea are really proving to be. Because I actually love Chelsea. I am a fan of Chelsea, and I love the way we are actually coming. By the grace of God, we are going to win that Conference League.
Yeah, I hope so. I'm actually a supporter of Chelsea as well, so I hope Chelsea wins the Conference League.
So let's also dive into look at other games that are in the Champions League. Look at the PSG losing to Atletico. So what can you say about that?
PSG, even though with the signing of Luis Enrique as the head coach, we were expecting that things will be better for PSG. Even though we know they've lose some of their major players in the likes of Mbappe.
That's actually
Yes.
that's
So,
actually so.
though we expected that Luis Enrique will do something in the team, but as we can see so far, and as it looks, they are still struggling. So, PSG is a team that still needs reforming, if I may say.
Even the Mbappe taking out, he's coming to Real Madrid. To me, I don't see any favor on his own side because if you look at the last game they played with AC Milan, they lose their game also, where AC Milan beat them 3-1. Is it really coming as
We,
an attacker there?
you know, the world of football now is filled with so many unexpected happenings, like in the case of Real Madrid and AC Milan. Actually, we were expecting Real Madrid to prove something in that match because Real Madrid have been in a bad shape. They've lost to Barcelona in El Clasico, and they are not thriving as we expect. So and AC Milan just lost to Napoli in the Serie A, and they are beating Real Madrid. So we didn't really expect that Real Madrid have to step up, and I think Mbappe has not found himself yet in that Real Madrid squad.
I believe with you on that.
Yes, and I think the style of play didn't suit his own style of play because we know he likes playing from the left wing. But right now we know Vinicius is there on the left wing, so he has to either play in the center or from the right wing. And I think that is one of the things affecting him in Real Madrid right now. We've not yet seen the best of him in Real Madrid.
Generally, I want to now bring it down to this level. Let's look at individual performance. I'm now believing to see that it's really reasons why Rodri was given that Ballon d'Or award. It means each player in the team have a key factor or key role to play. You look at how Man City have been losing their games and the chances they've been losing. Could it be that Rodrigo plays a vital role in that team because his absence is obviously showing that that team really needs him. They need someone like him.
Yes, actually, one part of me is really excited to see Man City struggling like this, and not because I'm a hater of Man City, but because I feel people need to understand and know the importance of Rodrigo in that team, as you just pointed out right now. Rodri is an important player in that Man City squad, but people fail to see that part of him because he's not a player who score goals and give assists. So people don't really think Rodri have impact, and that is why they feel Rodri winning this Ballon d'Or. So many people say that Vinicius was robbed of the Ballon d'Or. So many people are saying Rodri doesn't deserve the Ballon d'Or. Someone else should have won the Ballon d'Or. But now we can see that how Man City are struggling currently, and it is because of Rodri not being in that squad right now, which is one of the reasons why Man City are struggling. People used to say, but
struggle like this because according to report, his injury is out of season.
His injury, yes, is out of season. So I think Pep Guardiola need to shape the team in such a way with the absence of Rodri, they may be able to perform well. We know that they are important players in clubs. That if those players are not there in the game, it will be difficult for their team to perform well. And which is obvious. We've seen it in with Arsenal recently. Odegaard is not there, Saka is not there, and because of these important players, Arsenal are also struggling to win. And that is the same thing happening to Man City right now. The absence of Rodri in that midfield is giving Man City a big problem.
I believe in you too much. Well, viewers, if you're just joining us, this is Sport Room on SUMTV. We will take commercial break, and when we return, the conversation we will continue with Mr. Emmanuel Wakili, popularly known as Uche. Stay tuned.
The Provost, College of Education, Zinc, Taraba State, Professor Ejika Sambu, FIMC, CMC, on behalf of the management, staff and entire students of the college, cordially invites the general public to the combined convocation ceremony of her 1994 to 2023 set of graduates. Special guest of honor, His Excellency Dr. Agbuke First, Executive Governor of Taraba State, which is scheduled to take place as follows. Date 8th to 9th November 2024. Time 10 a.m. prompt. Venue College of Education Football Ground, Zinc, Taraba State. Announcer Committee. The Provost, College of Education, Zinc, Taraba State, Professor Ejika Sambu, FIMC, CMC, on behalf of the management, staff and entire students of the college, cordially invites the general public to the combined convocation ceremony of her 1994 to 2023 set of graduates. Special guest of honor, His Excellency Dr. Agbuke First, Executive Governor of Taraba State, which is scheduled to take place as follows. Date 8th to 9th November 2024. Time 10 a.m. prompt. Venue College of Education Football Ground, Zinc, Taraba State. Announcer Committee. The Provost, College of Education, Zinc, Taraba State.
Viewers, welcome back to Sport Room on SUMTV, your one-stop shop on all sport updates. We bring you updates on football, long tennis, basketball, volleyball, and other sport-related news. We still continue with our guest in the studio today, Mr. Emmanuel Wakili, popularly known as Buji. We'll now go down to our local players who are performing well at the club site, where we see Victor Osimhen scoring 2 goals against Tottenham. What can you say about that? Galatasaray.
Undisputedly and undoubtedly, Victor Osimhen is one of the top strikers we have in the European League right now. And he has proven that. We've seen what he did in Napoli, winning the league and even finishing the league as the highest goal scorer and winning the award of the Golden Boot in the league. And people were feeling because of the injury he had recently, he might lose form, and I think which is one of the reasons Chelsea were not motivated to go for him during that saga of Chelsea, Napoli, and Osimhen. But we can see that he has been scoring goals and still proving that yes, he is one of the strikers to be feared in the European League. We see what he did in Galatasaray in their last derby match, and look at what he did now against Tottenham in the Europa League. I think Victor Osimhen is really that striker he thinks he is.
So now I don't want to expect something positive from these players. Looking at Chukwueze, he scored for AC Milan in the last game they played. Looking at Ademola Lookman, who is performing well for his former club side, Atlanta. Should we expect that they are coming back for international break will bring positive result for the Super Eagles against their matches?
As it stands now, the Super Eagles have the most world-class players in the African nation. So everyone expects them to perform really great.
Yeah, because they're actually doing
as
well
a
in their
team.
club side.
Yes, because they are doing well in their club
They
side.
score goals for their club side. They score.
And
You should expect more.
exactly.
From them.
We can see Ademola Lukman is a player who is performing really well in Atalanta. He's their best player, undoubtedly. He has, so far this season, he has 13 goal contributions in 13 games.
He scored goals in over almost every match.
Exactly. So that shows that he's that player. And I feel, left to me, Ademola Lukman is currently the best player in the Super Eagles squad. Yes. Even though we have likes of Osimhen, Victor Boniface, Chukwueze, Ndidi, and the rest of them. But I think Lukman is that player who always comes up scoring goals or giving assists and causing problem for the defense anytime Super Eagles are facing any opposition. So, and I'm actually rooting for him to win the African Best Player of yes, after Osimhen, yes, back to back, exactly. And I think he deserves it, because if you look at the Ballon d'Or ranking recently, he was 14, and I think he's the out of all the African players we have, I think he's the highest. Yes, so I think he deserves that accolade, and he deserves to win the African Player of the Year. And I hope his form continues like this, and I expect to see more of him, even as they come back to represent the Super Eagles next week.
So to our own Super Eagles, from us at SUMTV, we are begging them. Please, when they come back to the game from their home, they should perform extremely well, just as they did in their own club side. So let's talk also about the local news within our own state, Taraba State, where we see from major headlines like Taraba News reporting that the Excellency, the governor of the state, has given 10 million naira and a Hilux van to a badminton winner, African winner. What could you say about that? If you remember last week, we discussed about similar event where he said he wants to renovate the stadium to encourage sports, bringing back the Taraba Queens and Taraba United and so. Do you think the governor has that football sport mind? And what could you say about that?
Our governor is actually one of the youngest governors we have in the country right now. He's a governor who works with the youth. He understands the youth very much, and he knows that to capture the heart of the youth, you have to go for what the youth have passion in, and sports is one of the things youth have passion in. So I think this is a great innovation. This is a great development for the state, and he's actually doing well since he came to sit. He has actually done even outside sports. We've seen what he did in the sector of education, the sector of agri, in the sector of health. He's a man of his word, and we really want to see him do more with the youth. Yes, and in the aspect of sport. And I'm really glad to see what is going on right now in the aspect of sport, what he's doing. Actually, our government is not a government that actually takes the problem of the youth seriously. But it is actually nice to see our governor having the youth at heart, and he's trying to do what will benefit the youth, and at least we will have things now that will take the attention of youth from engaging in criminal activities.
Not just that, there is a lot of investment and reward when you invest on the youth through sport. You can imagine if a team goes to scouting program and eventually if Tarabian is picked, it's a big, huge sum of amount that will come back to the state and a pride to the state and Ghana.
Exactly.
So we really appreciate His Excellency for that wise thinking, and we pray that his government will continue to support the youth and sport activities. So meanwhile, we'll come to the end of this show. Keep tuning to SUMTV to watch our sport news every day on by 11 a.m. in the morning. Thank you and goodbye for now.